Guys, today I want to talk about one thought that will kill your job search. So, if you're trying to figure out what you want to do next in your career, and especially if you're burning the boats, which is something I talked about in an earlier video, and basically thinking of doing something different than what you've been doing so far, here's the one thought that will totally kill your job search and the whole exploration process. The thought is, I don't know what I'm doing. Now, this is not an objective truth, even though it might feel very true. This is actually a loaded gun of a thought that instantly creates an emotion for you. Here are some of the emotions that this thought can create for people. It might make you feel defeated, confused, overwhelmed, frantic, stressed. And from that feeling, here's what people usually do. First, you create complex plans. Your brain comes up with a big list of all the things that you have to do, and it seems pretty hard. So then you either attack the plan frantically, but ineffectively, or you just don't start at all. Second, you see things as shoulds, not wants. You lose touch with the reason why you wanted to do this in the first place, and all the tasks seem like heavy homework assignments. Third, you look for a guarantee of success before you get started. You feel like you need to be sure that the process or decision or the next step is right before you do anything. So you spend a lot of time thinking and researching and not very much time doing. Fourth, you perceive the unknown as being very scary. You retreat backward into what you know, even if you're not that excited about it. And finally, rejection and failure feel personal. Something goes wrong or someone says no to you, it feels like an indictment of who you are. This is the mode that I don't know what I'm doing puts you in. And this is why your thoughts are so vitally important. Because thoughts are not just cute little sentences floating around in your brain. Every thought creates an emotion, and every emotion drives certain actions, and it simultaneously blocks you from taking other actions. And when you're driven to do certain things, and you're simultaneously blocked from doing other things, you enter into a certain mode of being. And whatever mode you're in, it keeps reinforcing itself and seeming more and more like the real truth. Just look at everything you do when you're in this mode. If you spend all of your time feeling stressed, making complex plans, dreading doing the things on the plan, researching instead of doing, avoiding the unknown, and running from rejection, emotionally, feels like crap. Tactically, you're not going to figure out the thing you're trying to figure out. And mentally, you're going to become more and more convinced that you don't know what you're doing. Now, it's 100% normal to slip into this mode. I slip into it multiple times a day without even noticing. But what you need to do is notice that you're in it. And then you need to think, I know exactly what I'm doing. And when you believe that thought, it creates an emotion like authority, clarity, ease, certainty, playfulness. And from that feeling, here's what people usually do. First off, they create simple, easy plans. The answer just floats up in front of you. You say, of course, I just have to do this. You also see things as wants, not shoulds. You stay in touch with your original purpose for doing all of this. Everything feels self-directed and fun, not like homework. Rejection and failure make you curious. You're like, oh, weird, that didn't work. I wonder why. And you don't need a guarantee of success because you have faith in you. So you just take a good enough plan or decision or pathway and you get started. You know that you'll figure it out along the way. And when you look at the unknown, it looks interesting. You're excited to learn new things and figure out what you don't know. This is what I know what I'm doing mode looks like. And it's very powerful. It's powerful because the emotions it creates are very sustainable. You can feel that way all day long. It feels great. Also powerful because all those actions will tactically lead to you figuring out the answer to whatever you're trying to figure out. And it's powerful because the longer you stay in this mode, the more you'll build your own belief that you do actually know what you're doing. So how do you actually believe the thought, I know what I'm doing? Here's how to bridge the gap. Find something that you already believe you know how to do, and then apply that way of thinking to your job search. For example, if you already think that you're a really good project manager, great. The job search is now a project that you are managing. How would you, the project manager, approach the job search? Or if you think that you're a really good writer or artist, great. The job search is now your creative project. How does you, the artist, approach the job search? Or if you think of yourself as an excellent business strategist, awesome. The job search is now your strategy project. How do you, the strategist, approach the job search? Or if you think you're really good at helping and advising others, perfect. Imagine that you're doing this whole job search for someone else. How does you, the helper and advisor, approach the job search? You already have areas where you feel like the expert. Just tap into that mode and then bring it over here to the job search. And once you know how to bridge the gap, all you need to do next is build the habit. Habit building, very simple. You just need a cue, a routine, and a reward. So first, think about what your cue is going to be. How will you notice that you've slipped into I don't know what I'm doing mode? Maybe when you notice yourself procrastinating or when you feel that pit of dread in your stomach. Once you know your cue, set up your routine. What will you do when you notice that cue? It can be as simple as saying, pause, how would me, the project manager, handle this situation? Whatever it is, make sure it creates the feeling that you want to tap into. And finally, savor how good it feels. Before you jump into work, take a few seconds to notice how good it feels to be clear, authoritative, playful, and want to get moving. Doesn't this feel good? Those few seconds of savoring and celebration are the mental reward that will help lock in this habit loop. Because the reality is, you don't need your brain to stay in I know what I'm doing mode permanently. That's literally not possible. You're going to slip out of it all the time. All you need to do is set up this simple habit loop so that you notice when you've slipped out of the mode that you want to be in and you rebound quickly and easily each time. That's it, guys. I gave you the whole secret. This is the exact process I use when I work with my clients. It's 4 super simple steps. Whatever the problem is, we always work through. Step 1, what mode are you in right now? What are you thinking and feeling that is unintentionally blocking you from solving this problem? Step 2, what mode do you want to be in? How do you have to think and feel in order to solve this problem simply and easily? Step 3, how can you bridge the gap and actually believe the thoughts that will get you into that mode? Because we're not in the business of repeating hollow affirmations. New thoughts don't work unless you believe them. And step 4, how will you build the habit of snapping back into that mode again and again when your brain wants to go in a different direction? It's not a one-time fix. It's a daily practice, just like any other habit. 1, current thinking. 2, new thinking. 3, bridge the gap. 4, build the habit. That's it. You just experienced it right here in this email. And how great would it be to have even more of this, custom tailored to your brain and your life? Because guys, you can do this on your own. I know that you're more than smart enough to figure it out. And it's way easier, faster, and more effective if you bring in an expert and let them do the heavy lifting. It's like the difference between spending years in the gym, trying things out on your own, learning about fitness and nutrition from scratch, versus hiring a trainer who can tell you exactly what to do and tailor things to your needs in just a few weeks. So don't put yourself on the slower, harder solo path. Not when this can be so easy. when all you have to do is show up to a call once a week, dump your brain out, and let me guide you and your brain through this process step by step. Doesn't that sound fun? Don't wait another day. Go to the link above and book a free coaching consult. And P.S., even if you're not looking for a new job right now, these two modes happen during your workday too. I don't know what I'm doing mode is the essence of imposter syndrome, and the fix is the exact same. You don't need more experience. You don't need positive feedback from others. You don't need to prepare more for that meeting. You don't need everything to go exactly right around you. All you need is to learn how to tap into I know exactly what I'm doing mode, and then build the habit of doing it again and again and again, no matter what is going on around you. So come talk to me and let me show you how.